Hello, there is another time on leadership platform of MBC USA News. My name is Ambassador Cliff Ayoze, and today I am very much privileged to have another personality of note, a personality that has distinguished herself in different careers, both in service and extended service, so to say. She is a product of Enugu State University of Science and Technology, where she backed a degree in estate management, and also her interest in television and acting took her to obtaining a diploma in theater arts. She has many certifications in diverse areas. Over the past 3 decades, she has continued to make her mark in different areas: real estate, hospitality, oil and gas, human resources, wellness, insurance, and IT industry, both in Nigeria and the United States. She is currently the Secretary General of MBC United Association of Dallas, Texas, and also the Director of Children, MBC USA. She also occupies the position of Vice President of Platinum Ladies Organization in the United States, and of course, the Public Relations uh, Officer of ACMGS. Yeah. A whole Helena one is a very prominent. It says, it's my pleasure to welcome this lady of substance, Lady Linsey Ngozi Okpomeshine. It's my pleasure to have you join us.
Thank you, Ambassador Cliff. I'm so happy to be with you this morning.
Well, ladies are breaking grounds everywhere, and your resume is just a tip of the iceberg. Nobody could tell about your person the way you will. So could you give us a little insight? Tell us about your person a little more.
Thank you very much for having me once again. My name is Lady Linsey Ngozi Okpomeshine. I am from Ezialankovu in Nguru Abo Mbise local government area of Imo State, Nigeria. I am the first child of five siblings born into the family of retired Staff Sergeant Edmund Soribe Okpomeshine and Mrs. Francisca Okpomeshine. My career, I was born in Lagos, Nigeria, and as the nature of my dad's job, we were almost everywhere in Nigeria. But I had my young childhood and adulthood all in Port Harcourt. So that's why you see most of my schooling is in Port Harcourt. And from Port Harcourt, I transitioned theater arts, like you mentioned, into the media, hospitality, transitioned to Enugu, and went into real estate. Upon graduation, I have been in the hospitality industry. I used to be the general manager for Ogei International. That's a 5-star hotel that is located in Port Harcourt. I've had to work in the oil and gas industry as a procurement manager, administrative manager, human resources manager. And in all of this, I have always found out that my interest lies with community,
Okay.
giving back.
Before you move into community, because I know your transition from Nigeria into the United States, has a different story. Since getting in here, would you want to give us a little insight? Because MBC prides itself at people with capacity, people that continue to improve themselves, both in whatever field you find them, and whatever profession they chose to link up with. Would you want to give us a little bit of what's happening with you and service and career in the United States?
Yeah, thank you. Here in the United States, like you rightly mentioned while you were introducing, I serve under the capacity of the Secretary General of MBC United Association. And when I moved to the United States, it was like being home because I had my MBC family here, and it was a community that was waiting to receive me. MBC people will never let their own down. So we're always there for one another. And that was what the same brotherhood and sisterhood that we all feel among ourselves in Nigeria. It was so exciting to feel it when I got to United States. And I had no other option than to identify with my people. And when I got into, I decided to be with MUA, that is Mbise United Association, here in Dallas, because I reside in Dallas. And, the rest is history. Everything that has to do with Mbise, we all work together as a unity and as an entity together.
So primarily what occupies, apart from, identifying with the association where you are the Secretary General, I know you're involved in community service and the like.
Yes, I am.
So
Yeah, I volunteered during the summer with the Fort Worth Food Bank, and we go to different communities to serve food, meals during the holidays for kids that need them. It could either be through a church, or it could be in the Fort Worth council house, and I get myself involved with that. I also do in my organization, the Platinum Ladies. We go also to as an organization, because we are all about people and centered about people and giving back to the community. So from time to time, we go to do community work, go to homes, clean up for them, anything to put a smile on the face of people and to let them know that they are not all by themselves, because that is truly where and what Mbise represents. It is something that I learned from Nigeria. I learned as a child. I learned as a baby growing up. And whenever it was exciting to go home during the holidays, because I would see my aunts, the people in the village, they were willing to give out. So it started from that community called Mbise.
Oh, well, you are a mother of four. It's not easy to manage all this attention you give to helping others, to managing the home. What is the secret? How do you balance the act? Because you have in diverse areas, you're quite involved. So,
oh, well. The art of motherhood, I can tell you, it has its joy, it has its stressful moments, but in all, it's just having to approach it with that open-mindedness and absolute belief and trust in God to guide. But I must say that my family has been so supportive. My kids are so wonderful, and they always have my back. At times I'm like tired. I'm weighed down with everything. They're like, no, mom, you can do it. Go, mom. They are my cheerleaders. And I'm so grateful to God for them. But in all, when you have a passion for something, somehow, somewhere, that strength comes from within. And when you are blessed to have people who understand your passion and get their support, even when you are weak, they have to raise you up. So that has been the secret behind me being able to wandle, through everything I'm doing. But like I said, I am so thankful to God. I have a son and 3 daughters. Right now, they are all grown up, yes, but when they were younger, it wasn't easy. But I'm glad that somehow we maintained it. Yes, we are still on the track doing what we love to do.
Okay. I'm looking at the transition from MUA, that's Mbise United Association, which is affiliated to Mbise USA, how you try to combine all that. And how did you move to be the director of children? Because that's a specialty.
I guess they say where there is a will, there is a calling, there is a fulfillment. And my transition to Mbise USA National Executive to be the Director of Children, for those everyone who knew me, or for those who have come in contact with me, they know my passion for children, for youth, family, and I believe in getting them young. That's something the Bible talks about, training a child the way he or she ought to go. When they grow up, they will not depart from it. It is not far from our social life. It's not far from if we intend to achieve or have a better community, a better nation, a better anything, we need to catch the kids young. So my transition, I was more than happy to serve or accept that call to serve in Mbise USA for the children department. it is a life-born desire and passion. As a mom, I love kids. They don't have to be my biological kids. I just love kids. They have that peace they bring in, their innocence. We learn a lot from them, especially if you have a listening ear. You will learn a lot from the kids because whatever expression they give to you, it is pure, but it is left for us as parents, as adults, to guide them on that right path, just like the scripture told us. And when it comes to Mbise as a nation, I know the values I learned from Mbise. And it is important. I saw it as being important to be able to relay these values to these kids, even though they are not physically in the land of Mbise. So,
okay. Looking at the leadership of the national president of Mbise USA, High Chief SOS Echendo, and you are part of the executive, the national cabinet. What is it like interacting or operating within that very climb? Looking at the membership of the national executive, the vision and mission they set out to achieve for themselves.
Yeah, I would say that one of the best things that has happened to me in my leadership growth and path is to be able to work under the leadership of High Chief SOS Echendo. His able Vice President Ezeji Alozie. And these are people who are passionate about what they do. And like I said, when you are passionate about what you do, you are unstoppable. You put in your all in all. And that is what it is with this leadership. The passion for Mbise as a nation, as a clan, as a people, is a propelling force, is a driving force that makes the executive, every member of the executive, through the leadership of SOS Echendo, everybody comes. When that call is there, the clarion call is called out, everybody's there. Mbise, we are dropping whatever we have. We want to discuss how can we better the life of our people? How can we give back to this community that has molded us, that has given us the right values for families as an individual? Because an Mbise person is that person who is industrious. An Mbise person is someone who does not take no for an answer. An Mbise person is not a coward. An Mbise person is someone who will stand for the truth. Injustice doesn't go down well with an Mbise person. And this is the cream of people we have, not just in the leadership, but also in the membership. So working with this cream of people is something that has challenged my belief as a person positively, and it's exciting to be in that group because iron sharpening iron together, we are able to, put our ideas together, bring them to the table, and be able to execute. And I must tell you that there has been a lot of execution that has been carried out in terms of projects, in terms of reaching out to Mbisen people, and not just Mbisen people in Nigeria, even in the communities we find ourselves. Maybe along the interview, I will get to that.
Yes. Well, we're talking about that administration, and you've been able to give us a good picture of what is happening in that light. As a director of children, a lot falls on you because mentorship is something that comes naturally based on track records, based on how you carry yourself. People look up to you, the program of action you put in place, for the children to key into. What would you say is or are your programs of action for the children under this banner of Mbise USA, with special attention to the convention taking place in Dallas, the 2023 convention? So what would you want to tell us along that line?
2023 Dallas convention is just by the corner. And our program for the children is we want the children to know that the convention or Mbise USA as an organization is not only for the adults. So what we are doing is we have built up programs to to get the kids involved so that they will be excited to come for the convention. while the adults are discussing the adult matters, the affairs of how to move Mbise and give back to our community and move Mbise organization to the next level, the kids are being groomed, are being trained, and are exposed to the cultures of Mbise. We have arranged the bus stop for them because we want them to be familiar with the environment in which they live in, or the environment they find themselves, which is the United States. We don't want them to live in isolation. So wherever Mbise USA is hosting their convention, we make sure that the kids that come from all over the world are exposed to get a glimpse of that particular city. So that's what we're going to do on Saturday for them, for the Borster. And then we have what we call the Children Cultural Fashion Show. Believe me, I'm already excited about that because it's going to be amazing. So in that cultural show, we want to expose them to the culture from Bisen. They're going to, it's not going to be like you and I who have dressed in the English culture, but they're going to appear on the traditional, and we'll get them to to be able to have an insight of what their appearance, what their attire is all about traditionally. Then we have other activities that have been arranged for them. But most importantly, we want our kids to be proud of whom they are. I know as a growing child, I had so much, I've had a lot of situations. In fact, I watched a documentary, The Chronicle. And when I watched that documentary, the Chronicle, the real Mbise person, or the history of Mbise, I can't remember the exact title of that chronicle, but it kind of relate back to me, because people will say, oh, when you say an Mbise person kill an Mbise person, leave the snake. They make the world has been misinformed about who the Mbise person is. And if we don't tell our kids the truth from childhood, to let them know we are unique people, we are blessed people, we are intelligent people, and people may not be comfortable, especially those who are dubious. We want them to be comfortable and proud, to raise their heads wherever they find themselves in the world, to say, yes, I'm proudly Mbise. So we need to be able to tell them the true history of Mbise. And we start from that childhood level. They begin to build up their confidence, grow into being a youth, and then adults. Because at the end of the day, it's always good to have a succession. Like I said, the Mbise nation has come a long way, and the leadership we have now is leaving no stone unturned to make sure that we lay the right foundation, and we need to pass this foundation to our kids. We need to groom them to be able to fit into the foundation we are laying for them. So,
okay, talking about the kids, without cutting you, what is your impression of the kids, the Mbise kids you made in the United States? To what extent are they living up to that height of intelligence, of skills and all
oh
that?
my
Even,
God. If we go on into that, we are not going to leave this place.
because I remember there is a lady that's involved in NASA. There is one in a whole lot.
Mhm. Yes, Mbise kids are stars wherever they are. We have our sons who have excelled in the sports industry, in the sports field. We have record names in academics. With, like you just mentioned, our daughter that the NASA invention something. So wherever that trail is there, the trail of pace setters, our kids are breaking records. They are breaking records in every field. We have many of them that are doctors. We have many of them that are engineers, at very young age. At very young age. And like I said, it goes back. Mbise, it goes back to our forefathers. They will sell their land. They will work, farm, to make sure that they put their kids in school. Education for an Mbise man is like a sacred thing. And that is why it's still passing down to the generations. And I'm not surprised that our kids are excelling, because we are passing to them what our parents have taught us to do.
Education is the biggest industry in Mbise,
Yeah,
so to say, and that
yeah,
has
that's
taken
right.
us, to greater height. Now,
That's
let's
right.
look at Mbise USA as the umbrella body of Mbise in the diaspora in the US. looking at the activities being carried out now, what areas do you think we need to, what new things do you think we need to do to deepen the vision and mission of Mbise USA?
There's always room for improvement, and that
Mm,
is another thing about this leadership that has intrigued me to them,
mm,
because no matter what people are saying or think we have done, the leadership under the president of SOS Echendo, High Chief SOS Echendo, he is never relenting. We need to do this. We can still do more. We just concluded the Mbisa Medical Mission, which, I mean, the news and the testimonies are still coming in. But for the leadership, they do not think that this is the end of it. How do we improve? We are laying foundation. Okay, we have made the first stride. There is a second step to take. So it's always a progressive improvement. And that's where Mbise USA is heading. Everything, I cannot tell you that there is we've gotten it all right, because if we say we've gotten it all right, then it means we are not ready to improve. But
wow.
my joy is that the leadership, Mbisa USA, the leadership knows that there is still room for improvement, and that is where we are all striving, rubbing minds together. What else can we do? Or can we do? And for the medical mission, for instance, they are like, we know the health situation in our country. You and I know it's not like our people have the good medical access that we have here in the US. So the onus is on us, those of us who have been opportune to come out here and experience what good medical facility looks like and how it could save lives. So we have that burden to see how we can be able to put something back home for our people to save lives, to give them that good, medical attention. It is a continuous improvement. The projects are endless, and we are working towards achieving each of them. We have a map, we have something planned out, a map, and that is, we're taking it one step at a time. We are not stumbling over everything. One step at a time. Each one we complete. We just completed the medical mission. We have a take on it. By the way, that's a yearly program anyway.
Mhm.
It started and it will not stop. So,
Well, you've talked a whole lot, and when we talk about capacity, when we talk about ideas, we talk about opportunities that create wealth. Mbise is there at the forefront, and we have a preponderance of Mbise in the diaspora. Looking at the history of Mbise and the way our community stands today, how do we, really escalate steps towards developing that community, because governments appear not to be coming to our aid.
yeah, unfortunately, we do have a government, but like what I call selective governance, you know, and we just cannot sit down and fold our hands and be crying and waiting for people to help us. And that's where the good news is, that the MPC people in diaspora have woken up to that challenge.
Okay.
We have come to realize that if we do not make a move, nothing is going to happen. Our people will languish. But we still can do more, just like you rightly stated, because of the educational opportunities that Mbisa people have had from our parents providing for us, stripping themselves to make sure that we are educated. And that is what has been able to open door. Our education has opened door for us. We are here. And there are some of us that are doing really very well, Mbisa nations, you can't undermine them. If we come together, they have been given. I must commend our people. They've been given. They are relentless in their giving, but we can still do more, because to whom much is given, much is expected. So we need to be able to we keep praying to God, but faith without work is dead. We need to keep giving, and keep giving, not because we don't have what to do with with our resources, but because of the love, the Mbisen love. That is what has propelled our people to keep giving. And I just want to encourage us out here, please, 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 don't relent in your giving, because that is the only way our people back home can have that relief and that solace. That's the only way we can put smile and laughter to their faces. That is the only way we can save a life, so to say. Let me put it as simple as that. That is the only way we can save a life. Because it's in Nigeria, you find that it's not as if the resources is not there. And that is what really is disheartening. Nigeria is a nation that is blessed with a lot of resources, but in the hands of few individuals who are
Okay.
not there to govern.
Oh, well, I think I'll take that as your parting shot, that don't give up giving. Akurulo, whatever you acquire outside, if you don't take it home, if you don't get the people that are less fortunate at home and to feel the impact of your wealth, of whatever opportunities, that you've created for yourself,
That's
I
right.
don't think we'll be making the headway. So on that note, I'd like to say a special thank you to Linsey Ngozi Okpomeshine for
Thank
being
you
my
very much.
guest on Leadership Platform. I thank you once again.
Thank you very much for having me, and continue to do the good work. I appreciate what you all are doing.